my beautiful and makeup loving friends. If this is your first time seeing this mug, my name is Emily. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today we are going to be talking all about the brand new NikkieTutorials and Ofra collab. We're going to be chatting all about the Cloud9 highlighter. Let's go ahead and jump right on into that. So NikkieTutorials is a famous YouTuber here on the platform. I believe she has 10 million subscribers, so she is huge up there. And she's really well known amongst the beauty community. She's been collabing with Ofra for about a year or so, maybe even 2 years. And they've done quite a few collabs already, but I was really intrigued by her most recent collab. She came out with two different duochrome highlighters. One of them was more blue, kind of green toned, and the other one was more pinky, peachy, gold toned. So of course I was drawn to the pinky, peachy highlighter because those are some of my absolute favorites, and a girl loves a good duochrome highlighter. And I'm the kind of girl that always purchases from indie brands to get duochrome highlighters, and I would consider myself a duochrome highlighter connoisseur, especially amongst indie brands. I love them so much. I have so many, too many to keep track of, but I really wanted to purchase this because I wanted to compare it to some of my absolute favorites, and I wanted to see what it was all about because the models and the promo photos looked absolutely amazing, and I honestly thought it would be too good to be true. Now, this is the highlighter in all her beauty, and I am wearing it on my cheeks today. You can purchase this on the Ofra Cosmetics website for $35, and you can get 30% off if you do use an influencer code, or you can purchase it for $29 on the Ofra Cosmetics website. And I don't really know why that difference in price is there, but I do believe that it evens out to about the same if you do use the Ofra Cosmetics coupon code. So I don't really know why they did that, but that's okay. You are getting 0.35 grams of product in this bad boy here, so you're getting a decent amount of product in this little pan. The first ingredient of this product is mica, but it is talc free, so if you're allergic to talc or you have a sensitivity, this might be your guy. So I am, of course, wearing this guy on my cheeks today, and as you can see, you get a very strong pink duochrome highlight. I really enjoy the intensity of this highlight. I think it's so strong, and I think that pink sheen is just so beautiful, but when I look straight forward, you don't see that much of it. You definitely see a little bit of a pink hue on my cheekbones, but when I turn my head, you really get that hot pink and just that duochrome action going on. Now, one thing that I was really worried about with this product was that it would be a little bit too ashy and that it would basically just show up like a white cast when you look forward, and then when you turn your head you would see that beautiful hot pink sheen. But I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised with the sheen of this product because when I look straight forward, I don't really see much of an ashy tone at all, and this is extremely layered up. I layered up 3 to 4 layers of this on my cheeks, embarrassingly enough. I love a good strong highlight, okay? I have to say, I am really enjoying the actual color of this highlight. Now, this is described as a peachy pink duochrome, and I'm not really seeing that much of the peach, if we're being honest here. I mainly just see kind of like an iridescence and then that really hot pink shine when you turn your cheek and when the light hits your cheekbone. I really enjoy this, and I think it's actually very unique. Now, there are a lot of duochrome highlighters out there. You got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit. You have the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. There are many out there, and unfortunately, I do not have those two to compare today. I will go ahead and pop up some swatches of the pink toned highlighters and the NikkieTutorials highlighter here. This way, if you are curious if these are similar or not because you might own one of these products, then you have a visual comparison. But I'm going to be comparing the NikkieTutorials Cloud9 highlighter to two of my absolute favorite indie highlighters that happen to also be pink duochromes. And when I first saw NikkieTutorials drop some promo photos and sneak peeks of her new up-and-coming highlighters, I immediately thought of Looxi Beauty's Stripped. As you can see in the pan here, they both have a kind of white undertone to them, but when you shift the actual pan itself, you get a really nice glimpse of the hot pink sheen that you will see on the cheekbones. Now, I actually bought the Looxi Beauty highlight in Stripped because I was getting this and I wanted to compare them. I literally bought this for the sole purpose of comparing these two. But the main difference between Looxi's Stripped and Ofra's Cloud9 is that Looxi Beauty's highlighter is a bit more ashy on my skin tone. When I'm looking straight forward, you see a bit more of that white cast and that really strong kind of ashy looking white sheen. Now, when I turn my cheek, you can really see a strong hot pink undertone that is very, very similar to the Ofra Cosmetics and NikkieTutorials Cloud 9 highlight, it's really similar. It looks very bright and very pink, maybe a smidge less intense, but you still get a really strong hot pink kind of vibe. But you do see a pretty strong white cast when you look straight forward if you want your highlight to be blinding. If you do a light dusting of the highlight, then you might not see as much of the ashy undertone, but you're not going to get as strong and as intense of a pink highlight. So personally for me, I like to build these up to get something really intense and really in your face. And when I do that, unfortunately, the Looxi Beauty one just gives me a little bit more of an ashy undertone. So for that reason, I don't necessarily think that Looxi's Stripped would be for every single skin tone. Obviously, it looks super white in the pan. I think that if you have a medium, deep, or deep dark skin tone, this is going to be way too ashy on you because it's pretty ashy on me if I really do build it up. Now, Cloud 9, however, as I was stating earlier, doesn't really leave much of an ashy undertone on me at all, so I do feel like this one would be more suitable for medium to deep skin tones. I don't know how good this would look on you if you have really deep dark skin. It might actually still look really pretty, but you might get a little bit more of that ashy undertone just because it does have a white iridescent base to it. But I do feel like Cloud 9 would be a little bit more suitable for people with deeper skin and medium toned skin. I think this would look absolutely beautiful. And from what I've heard here on YouTube, that's something that people with deeper skin tones really do kind of run into when they encounter these iridescent highlighters and want to try them. A lot of them have a white iridescent base to them, so you can really see that ashy undertone really easily, especially if you build them up and layer everything. Things can get very ashy very quickly, even on my skin tone, and I have like a light to light medium skin tone, so I think that this one actually works really well, and I have to say I am thoroughly impressed with the fact that it does not give you an ashy undertone at all. Now, if you are not new to my channel and you know me and you've seen some of my videos, especially about highlighters, then this is no surprise at all that I am bringing this in here. This is Clionahd's Poppin' Rocks, and this is my absolute favorite highlight in the entire planet. I love it more than anything. If everything in my collection had to go away, I would honestly probably keep this highlighter out of all of it. Well, honestly, I don't even want to think about that, so let's just pretend all my highlighters went away and I could just keep one. I would keep this one right here. And this might come as a surprise, but I've actually purchased 2 backups of this pan of highlight because you see this pan, I don't want to run out. I'm very close to running out of this guy, so I have 2 backups on standby for me because I just love it so much. But I wanted to compare Poppin' Rocks to Cloud 9 today because they're both duochrome highlighters that both have a pink undertone to them, but obviously they look extremely different in the pan, and you are going to get an extremely different look on the cheeks as well. Now, Poppin' Rocks by Clionadh is about $15, so it is a lot cheaper than Cloud 9. But as you can see, Poppin' Rocks has a bubblegum pink undertone to it, and it has a golden shift, so it's not very similar to Cloud 9 at all. It does not have any of that iridescent base to it. It doesn't have any white base to it at all. It's strictly just a bubblegum pink with a beautiful golden shift running through it. I do, however, think that Cloud 9 would look like this if they didn't add the iridescent base to it. If this was just a regular champagne highlighter that they wanted to turn into a duochrome highlight, I think that it would look almost exactly the same as Poppin' Rocks. So although they aren't super similar by any means, they're both duochrome highlighters, and I just wanted to show you guys the difference in the two if you've been looking at Poppin' Rocks or if you've been looking at Cloud 9 and you want one or the other. They are not similar even really in the slightest. So as you can see, I do already have Cloud 9 on my cheek, but I just wanted to show you guys another application of the highlight. This way you could really see the shine of the duochrome itself and really see how it performs on the cheeks. And like I said, I've layered this up 4 times and I'm not seeing any texture to my skin at all. Now it might look a little bit different on camera because I feel like duochrome highlighters can kind of catch the light weird on camera, but in person I'm not seeing any texture at all. So I want to add another layer and see if this adds any texture to my skin and see how bright we can get this highlight. So I'm just hopping in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills A23 highlight brush. It's pretty new to my collection, but so far I am really loving it. But I'm gonna go ahead and just dip into NikkieTutorials and Ofra's Cloud 9 here, and as you can see, I've picked up quite a bit on my brush. And now I'm just gonna add layer number 5 to my cheekbones. I know that's freaking insane, but I just want to show off how much this does not emphasize texture. So let's go ahead and add just one more layer. Oh my goodness, this is like the 100 layers of makeup challenge all over again. 100 layers of NikkieTutorials and Ofra highlight. And just to be fair here, we will pick up a little bit more and do the exact same thing to the other side. Other side doesn't want to be left out either. I just heard a really weird noise behind me. Oh my god. Scared the crap out of me. Anyway, moving on. So let's go ahead and just layer on some more highlight here because obviously we don't have enough on, right? So that is about as intense as a highlight can be in my opinion. But as you can see, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of texture, and this is 5 layers of highlight on my cheek, which is insane. I look like an insane glowing pink alien, and that is basically my goal in life. I mean, what else would you want in life? So my final thoughts on the NikkieTutorials and Ofra highlighter in the shade Cloud 9 is that I absolutely love it. I honestly was a little bit worried that I was going to regret buying it because I was worried that once I purchased Looxi's stripped for $7.50 that I was going to get this Ofra highlighter and it was basically just going to be the same thing, just in a bigger pan and for a lot more money. But honestly, it's not the same at all. I really love the texture of this highlight. I think it's so smooth and it's so bright, but it doesn't really give you a white cast or an ashy cast to your skin. I'm just really impressed with it and I think it's very unique. I really love the color of it. I honestly cannot say enough good things about this. And I'm a little bit surprised by that because I've tried Ofra highlighters in the past and I'm not super jazzed about them. They're not bad by any means, but I just wasn't overly impressed. But with this formula, I really truly feel like they've nailed it, and you have 2 pretty unique options to choose from because, as I said, Cloud 9 is more of a pinky peach, and the other shade, which I believe is called Electro Baby, but I might totally be wrong here and just pulling that out of my butt, but it's more of a blue-green iridescence. So you can really have fun with these highlighters, and I really like the color selection that Nikkie chose. I think that she did a damn good job, so good for you, Nikkie. But with that being said, that is going to be wrapping up this review here. Have you been looking at this highlighter? Because if you have, I definitely say give it a shot, go for it. I think it's awesome. Or is this highlighter just a little bit too out there and a little bit too alien-like for your personal taste? But I do hope that you consider subscribing if you have not already. I am doing all sorts of makeup goodness happening here on this channel, so if you are not already subscribed and you would like to be, I would love to see you hit that button right down below. I do also hope that you consider giving this video a big ol' thumbs up, and I hope you consider turning that notification bell on if you did find this helpful and you want to see more of what I got going on here on this channel. But I hope that you are having an absolutely amazing day, and thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you next time. Bye!